every time I get in and the buys happen, it always spikes me out. Any range in a market slows the market down. Always ask yourself that question. Where is my transition? The general knowledge that revolves around Forex is the most dangerous knowledge you can have for yourself. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you why spikes happen in the market and what is the use of transitional phases in your trades. And don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on the channel whenever I release new videos. Let's get started. And how many of you guys actually experience situations like this where the markets are moving in a particular direction? Okay, let's say they're moving upwards. They start pulling back and you're looking at this like, oh yeah, fantastic. I need to get ready to buy this. And as you buy it, it does this and then it goes. Okay, so this is situation number one. Situation number two, it does something like this. The market goes up and as it's pulling back, he does all of this stuff and you get in for the buy and the buy is performing. But as it's performing, it'll do this. A news will come out, it'll spike you out and then keep going up. This is situation number two. I want you guys to tell me which one of these situations has happened to you more frequently. Both? And I want you to think, how often does this happen? We're going to discuss a few things about this. So let's get back to the screens and I'm going to start talking about it. These are the questions that should be going through your mind. Why does it happen and what does it mean for me? So let's do that. Let's do that together, right? Inside this uptrend, you're thinking the markets are going up, 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 and up, and I want to get in on this action, okay? But obviously, I can't keep buying it higher and higher and higher because I've seen Warren Buffett on the TV multiple times, and he waits for a good deal. So I'm going to be like that old man and wait for a good deal. Fair enough? So far, so good. The average trader knows that he should not buy it at these prices. So prices start pulling back. You're monitoring it thinking, okay, what's a good spot? And I will get in, okay? We can take it one step further. Okay, we need that better price for the buys to happen. So having that said, in this situation, the markets are in an uptrend. If we're getting a pullback coming in, right? And you're like, oh, great, I'm getting that better price. Now the main question is, I got the better price or the discounted price. Now comes the timing. When do I get in? Okay, because now with some kind of experience, every time I get in and the buys happen, it always spikes me out. Okay, you need to understand one thing, that every time when a trade transitions, okay, this little downtrend that you're seeing, for this downtrend to become an uptrend again, needs to transition sideways first, okay? I want you to write this down if you can. A trend going in one direction to change to go into the other direction needs to transition sideways first. Because what I see time and time again is a lot of the students that I've seen that come to me in the past, as soon as something like this happens, they look at that as, oh my goodness, that's it. The buys are here. Let's go, 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 go. And they'll hit the buys there. The market will then drop down and do something like this. It will transition like that, like into some kind of a range before it rolls over and gets ready for the buy. At that stage, when it does that, your thought process is, I knew it. You might be sharing a picture with your friend saying, you see, I knew it's going to be a buy. Look, it went for a buy. It made 100 pips, 200 pips, and everyone's like, oh, great, but did you make money? So now up until this point that we're trying to understand that we got the level one part out of the way. Level one part is, I need to get a better price, okay? Doesn't matter the design, the structure, and everything. We need to know if the markets are running one way, we want to be part of that action, but give me a better price so I can join that action. Up until that point, everyone is clear. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the next level and we're going to go into the design a little bit more on how does that look. If you just remember this one piece, it will take you to the next level. It will take it. Just a simple thing like that. Because many people get in such a hurry to trade, to enter, because the logic is correct. That's why the hurry is there, right? Because as you're no longer a retail trader and you're transitioning to become from an astrologer to a trader, what you're actually doing is you're getting stuck right in this spot right here. That's your spot where you're getting stuck in, because at that time you're thinking, I know it's a buy because many times the buy happens but I just don't know how to grab it. It always stops me out and it works. That creates FOMO inside you. Like, I gotta get this. I gotta get this. I gotta get this. So any movement that starts to go up, it's like, oh my goodness, I have to catch this, because if I don't catch this, I don't get my red Ferrari. So you have to be calm in this mode, because you need to understand one thing. You ask yourself one question: where is the transition? No transition, no trade. So I'm going to give you a few scenarios, then I'm going to show you how that looks like, and I'm going to show you a trade I did that has that scenario in it from today, just earlier today. All right, first thing.
Now, are you curious about the exact strategy Navin has been using to approach the markets? The Mastering Price Action course reveals all of that. In that course, you're going to understand the logic behind each price action movement. And from that, you will be able to take your trading to the next level by having a much more solid understanding of the markets. And because you're a subscriber, just click on the link in the description below to access our exclusive discount. Time to take your trading to the next level. All right, let's get back to the video.
All right, first thing. So same scenario, one of the scenarios, market goes up, starts pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. And then it does this, it jumps up and you're like, uh-oh, I knew it was a buy. And if you enter the buy here, before you enter that buy, ask yourself, did we have a transitional phase? We had lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, where's my transitional phase? There's nothing there to tell me it went sideways for a little bit. It's not there. So that means this, nobody, no, my friend, I do not want. Okay? You will see 9 out of 10 times it'll do something like this. It'll come crashing back down and you're like, it came back down again, but I still don't have a transitional phase. I'm still within this buyer, this entire buyer. I'm still inside of that. Okay? All of this, because I never made a higher high, I'm still within that context of the market. So I know I want to buy, but it's still trying to give me a discount and I'm trying to figure this out, okay? What you're looking for is something like this to happen. You're looking for that transition to happen. As that transition happens, understand one thing: any range in a market slows the market down. Now, what that means is, up until there was this trend, this little downtrend, and then this little downtrend, people are active, they're fighting, they're buying, they're selling, they're trying to guess, they're trying to do their astrology homework. They're trying to figure it out. But when it goes into a range sideways, people start to look like this. They get bored. They're like, I'm not sure which way now. I'm not sure what to do now. The news is like it's in a range. Things have calmed down in the market. But then what is required to reactivate the traders? A little spike up, a little spike down. A spike at that moment reactivates traders, like, it's going, it's alive. People who are looking at this as a range breakout traders, because there's a lot of traders who do range breakout trades. They're looking at this as, oh my God, did you see that? Let's do a sell. Sell, 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 sell. Sell the house, sell the car, sell the grandma, sell everything. They're getting ready to do all the selling. This activates human emotions because it's ready now. It's moving. That movement after you do the entire read becomes very valuable. That spike should no longer stop you out, but in fact be your best friend. So now when you hear many people saying, I only enter when I get a spike out, now you understand, okay, I can see the logic in that. I can see the little logic and why that's important, but it matters where that spike happens. That tells you the market is getting reactivated. Here, I'm going to give you a flip scenario now. You're on the sell side, okay? Seller's market. Seller's market is there. In the sell, you as a trader are thinking, I've already been through that basic nonsense of I don't want to sell when the price is too low anyways. I'm not that rookie anymore. I've gone way further than that. I want a better price so I can sell it, because my job is to see if I can get a better price so then I can take it down later and take that for a profit there, right? Okay, so this is now a sell side. For you to make money, you want to get a price high as you can so you can sell it lower, okay? So up until this point, everyone is on the same page, it seems. As prices start to retrace, you don't want the retrace to come in too quickly. You want the retrace to struggle. You're like, fantastic. Somebody on a lower time frame is looking at this as an uptrend. They're looking at this as, according to all my technical analysis book on my shelf is saying higher high, higher low is an uptrend. And you are sitting there like, yes, keep buying. No, I'm sorry. Don't turn evil. But for you, you're actually happy that people are turning buyers because you need more orders so you can sell to them with that demand of people looking to buy. So as this buying is coming in, what you're looking for is I know I want to sell, but now your only thing that you need to control is don't freak out, which means if you see this, stop, don't touch it. Although it's doing what you are assuming it's supposed to do, it's supposed to sell, don't touch it. Stop. You want to ask yourself, where is my transition? Always ask yourself that question. Where is my transition? No transition, no trade. Okay? Do what you have to do. Okay? All right. So now, as prices start pulling back up, and you're like, is that my transition? Is that my transition? You have to ask yourself that question is, if that is my transition, then do I want to re-enter this sell at these prices down here? Is that good enough of a discount for me to be like, I can get that now? And you have to be strict with that and be like, no, I was getting such great rates up here. I'm not going to take this rate. There's no way. Wait and see what happens. 9 out of 10 times the market will always jump back and try to do this, okay? It will generally try to take out any stop losses at the recent high, generally speaking. So if you ask the question of, hey, if anyone sold this thing right here as it was jumping down, it was just crashing, and if anyone sold that, sell. If I put up a poll and I ask people, where would you put your stop loss? I can pretty much guarantee 98% of people would say I would put my stops above my recent high. Because I'm a professional, I no longer put a stop loss of 20 pips fixed or 30 pips fixed. I know price action, but according to my price action, I put it above my recent high, right? That recent high becomes a target. Okay, so what do you want to do? Put a stop of 1,000 pips? You can't do that, because what's the point of trading then? So you got to be smarter than that. You got to be much more smarter than that. Okay, the general knowledge that revolves around Forex is the most dangerous knowledge you can have for yourself. Be very careful. Be very careful. Okay, as prices come back up, now you're like, all right, it's still in that uptrend, but I know I want to sell with this downtrend, right? I want to be part of this movement. Okay, so you're like, show me a transition and I'm going to be all over it. And you'll see sometimes you'll get a transition like this. Now, in this transition, one of you guys asked me, which way am I supposed to get a probe? What if you get a probe or a spike down this way? You know it's activating the market. People are, getting ready to do something here. Does this mean anything to you? You have to think, does that movement tell me the sellers are here or they took it all back? Is this holding below the range to do that again? Or is it holding to go and make highs? You have to ask yourself that question, because what we need to do, we want to go for the sell side. We want to see the buyers failed. We're not interested to see the sellers fail. This is a sign that a seller tried and then the seller failed. We're not interested in the seller failing. We're always interested in seeing someone bought, someone failed. This whole process is buyers failing. This last bit is telling you now in your transition, the buyers attempted one more time and now they're out. That's when the spike comes into handy for you and saying, you know what? I no longer get stopped out. In fact, that becomes my weapon. That becomes my weapon because I know we need to activate the markets. Sometimes you won't get the spike on top. Here's the next scenario I'm going to show you. You won't get the spike on top because you got the spike on the bottom. You got the spike on the bottom. This is going to activate the market. Okay, market's going to be back alive again because everyone's like, oh, it's moving. Go. News will cover it. Everything will cover it. It's broken below a range of the last 10 days or blah, blah, blah. Everyone will start talking about it because it's moving. All MAs will start to move. All Bollinger Bands will start to move. Every forum is going to start talking about it because it's moving again. What that means to you is if it's moving again, will I get a price up here? Maybe not. Maybe I can get the top of the range at the very least, and I will activate myself from there. Okay, so up until this point, I want to ask you guys one question. In this entire process of getting ready to sell, what is the most important piece? Transition. The transition is one of the most important pieces. All right, so now let's take this into the chart. Now, let's take a look at this whole process. All right, so this whole process of, I'm looking at this as the markets were in a nice uptrend. Okay, I had some volume and everything. That volume is showing me someone wanted to buy this. And I'm saying, what do you think I am, a doofus? I don't want that price. Give me a better price and I'll buy it. Okay, because my job is to take it higher than wherever I bought it from. So if I buy it from here, it needs to go higher. How do I know it's going to go higher? That's too risky, right? So show me it's pulling back, but show me it cannot pull back. So let's take a look at that. This whole process was pulling back, coming down, and then it jumps up. When it jumps up, stop means nothing. You ask yourself, where is my transition? Did he go from down to sideways to up? Okay, we didn't have any transitional period here. Then it goes down again, goes down, pulls back, goes down, pulls back, goes down. And then look at this, strong green candles. Oh my God, is it right now? Should I buy it now? Buy. Okay, sell everything and buy this. You can't do that. You gotta wait for that transitional period. Okay, things keep dropping. Things keep dropping lower and lower and, not lower. Interesting. Not higher also, not lower also. Very interesting. What's it doing here? It's transitioning. Now that it's transitioning, we also want to make sure, are we still inside that big buyer that came in? Yeah, we're still within his compounds. But by showing us he went up very, very strong, and by showing us he's coming down, not smoothly, but struggling, right? He's coming down, can't come, just nonsense, just up and down, up and down, up and down. So he's showing us there's struggle coming back down. That means there's buying pressure. But now we know we want to buy, but our question is when? When is the number one question in this industry. Okay, when do I need to buy it? Why should I buy it? Okay, this whole process goes into a transition here. That transition is something I monitor very carefully personally. As that transition comes in, what I had is, look how long it's been transitioning. It's been transitioning since yesterday, this is the 7th, midnight, until today around London Open. Okay, it's been transitioning, and then look what happens outside that transition. The sellers tried again and they failed. That failure to me becomes very interesting. I'm going to show you my screen here. Here's that transitional period going sideways, and here's a transitional period here going sideways, and then it probes out, spikes out, and comes right back in. To me, that's a good sign. I want to buy that. And as that buy holds sideways, and it goes, great. I removed some money along the way. But then it started crashing. I started wondering, why is the buy not working? Is this not sufficient? Then I had to close out the entire position. So even though the trade is not ready yet, I was still able to walk away with a little bit of profit on this. Okay, given it's not a whole lot of profit, but it's something. So that's my pound CAD for today. So I was looking at that as, what does it need? Maybe he needs something more to do. He's still in that transitional phase. We got to see what he's doing, but volume is starting to increase for the sell side. So we're trying to find out if he's still around. Does he still want to sell a little bit more before the buys can kick in, or are the buys actually giving up now? Okay. If you give yourself these type of opportunities to try 9 out of 10 times or 8 out of 10 times, you will get a flow that will take the trade to take it all the way up until here, if not higher. You need that transition. No transition, no trade. So far, so good. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Because when that spike came in, for me, generally, that's okay. It's pulled back enough. The spike is there. The transition is there. Let's go. I want you guys to take this knowledge and apply it starting today. Don't make excuses saying, oh, that was cool. One day I will start doing that. No. You do it today. You start now. All right, guys, that's all the time we have today. I thank you all for coming in. It is always a pleasure. You guys are wonderful. Thanks a lot, guys. Until next time. Cheers. Bye for now.